we're in the nursery. Let's get some dope plants with Izzy and my brother. Okay, so we got back and this is the assortment of plants I got. I've already planted one of the ficus plants, but I've got an assortment of philodendron, bamboo palms, and I've got to plant them in the enclosures. And I didn't buy so many plants because plants are actually quite expensive. I didn't know that. And I want to test out if my plant keeping skills are up to scratch. So these are kind of the tester plants and hopefully they all survive and thrive. I'm pretty good at growing vegetables, not necessarily like this type of tropical plant. I mean, this is a bromeliad I've had for about a year and you can see I've forgotten to water it, let's just say, and it's also been in too much direct sunlight, so it got a bit burnt, but oh well, let's test it out in these enclosures. Hopefully these grow lights will work like the bomb, and let's get to planting. This guy's a bit bigger than I expected, so we're gonna have to make a plan. Let's start with this bamboo palm and get that ready in here. So what I'm gonna do with these plants is plant them in the pots for most of them, because this is the advice I got from some friends who are really good with vivariums and keeping plants alive, unlike I am. So I'm going to try and plant them in certain areas of the enclosure and then kind of hide the pots, because yeah, I don't want to see pots in the actual enclosure because that just defeats the purpose of a naturalistic looking enclosure. But apparently keeping them in their pots will actually make them thrive a lot better. So I think that's personally because in enclosures we have in captivity don't have enough depth and substrate layer for you to be able to have the good amount of soil or whatever to plant them. So keep it in a pot. I think that looks good for this corn snake in here. Let's close it up and get the rest of, where did I put this? Where did I put the lock? I think this is the one. Otherwise I'm just stealing it from another enclosure. Maybe let's take out the Cape Cobras before I plant it, because that would be a good idea. I don't want to stick my hands. I'm not thinking. I need a hook stick because hook sticks are what you need to handle snakes. Good catch, Bryce. And let's get this Cape Cobra out. Pretty sure it's down there. Let's just make sure it's not in that little hide. I love these lights. It's really, really cool. Open this. And let's get the little snake out. Haha, I knew you were in here. There, we can hide that up. And this is not the right place to, whoa, why did you do that, little guy? Don't worry, he's fine. The floor is actually quite soft because I've insulated it. It actually kind of cushions it. It's not a hard concrete floor, but there we go. There's little boy Cape Cobra. He hasn't got a name right now, and I've kind of been going with name themes along of the 100, which is, you know, a nice series. So let's not let him get too close to my hand and move it over there. I could prevent him from climbing up the hook altogether by putting the hook down, as well as I could have moved his tail when he did start climbing it, but I decided whatever, let's give him the job of what he wants to do. So let's put him in this little bucket. Now that everything is completely safe, let's plant his enclosure with some nice grasses, some arid type of plants, because that's where they come from. Let's do that. Okay, so obviously the bromeliad is not going into the Cape Cobra enclosure, but some of the other plants are. I've got a bunch of little shrubs, so let's move the bromeliad over there. Let's put this little grass. I don't know the species of the grass, I'm really sorry. So let's see where it looks good. I think this might look good over here, or in fact, it'll look good on this side, I think. This is the hot spot, so I don't want to burn the roots of the plant, so I'm not actually going to put it there. So let's plant it in this little black back corner. over here. There's probably not enough like good nutritious soil for this little plant, for this little grass, but it's okay. It's a test little guy, and I will try to add some proper potting soil once I got some. The shops just ran out, so yeah. That looks quite nice. I've got this nice little succulent which needs quite a bit of light, so I'm thinking of putting it maybe right under here by the water bowl or right out in the open. I think what I'm going to do is this. There's a little rock here. Take this rock, put it over there. I know the snakes like traveling along the back of the enclosures, so they'll destroy the plant if I do that. So I'm not going to put it there. So let's bury it there and kind of put this rock right there to protect it. That looks quite nice. That looks quite good. I've got a couple of other stones that I can add in here just to make it a bit safer for this poor little plant. I keep kind of digging it up when I bump it, so let's hope this does well there. That looks quite nice. Have a look at that. I think that looks pretty good. Have a check out the enclosure. I'll get onto the other Cape Cobra's enclosure now in a bit, but let's put this little boy back. So if you'll move back a little bit, and then I can open this up, and let's just take my time. As I always say in my videos, time and be patient. Just take your time. So come on, little guy. He can get up to my hand right there, so I just kind of want to grab the loop a bit closer to his cloaca. There we go. And you can see that's something you don't want. You don't want them to wrap around your fingers. And you can see right now he's going to try climb. Okay, not right then, but whatever. Let's get him into this enclosure. How do you like that? Ooh, nice smells, hey? His tongue's flicking. He's like, ooh, what is this? This is interesting. You see, as I was talking about, they slide along the back edges of the enclosure, so that's why you got to keep all your delicate plants out of the way, because otherwise Cobra's gonna destroy it. Let's find his lock. Wow, sorry. Look at that. Come check it. Oh, don't bump your nose. He doesn't really hood. He's got a bit of an attitude as of late. I think it's because he's calming down or something, or just getting comfortable with his environment, because for the first couple months I had him, he was almost like a corn snake. Wouldn't open his mouth, wouldn't hood up, but now something has changed. He's hooding up quite nicely. He's a very pretty looking snake, if I don't say so myself, and it can be very intimidating for a predator. These guys love to eat puff adders. I don't know why I'm spitting out random facts just like that. Let's get onto the male Runkos enclosure. Okay, so snake is out. I think I'm gonna try plant this philodendron right in this corner, in the pot. What am I talking about? Cover the sides with this nice looking rock, and then the leaves should grow over. And then once I get better soil, this is quite nice soil, but it's not super rich and nutritional. Once I get a bit better soil in there, I can let the plants grow, because they're already starting to make little roots over here that they can dig into this plant and eventually cover this whole area. But that looks quite good. I don't know if that's sufficient amount of light, or if I should move it a bit closer to the actual grow light and right underneath that, but let's see. I think that's better. That looks quite nice. And then he kind of has a hidey hole to go in the back over there, and you know, I think that looks good. What do you think? That looks good. Let's close that up. Oh, gotta get the snake back in. Bromeliad up here with this girl, because I know she's gonna destroy it, and the bromeliad is already not doing like that well. Let's I kind of am a bit destructive when I'm filming videos. I'm going to plant it in this crevice between the rock. Oh no, I'm not actually. I keep forgetting. So the hot sides on this enclosure is here because I've connected the hot spots here and here, and this thermostat isn't controlling a whole rack, it's controlling 2 cages from side to side because you get different thermal gradients. So obviously heat rises, so if you put a thermostat on one whole rack, the bottom cage isn't going to be the right temperature as the top cages. So that's why I keep one thermostat for like 2 cages of the same species. So yeah, let's see where I can plant this. I think I can get it in right over here. What really helps is having a tall brother who can lift his arms up and show everything that I'm doing to the camera. So let's just dig a little hole there for the bromeliad. Move these fake plastic vines because nobody likes that as much as real plants. They can act as a stone just to support the top of this bromeliad. And then I'm going to obviously water everything once, you know, I've planted the plants. But let's first plant the plants. Whoa! Just joking. I didn't fall. Okay, so I think that looks good. It's okay. I mean, the leaves will eventually train, I'm sure, unless I just made a stupid decision and it's going to cost the plant's life for that, which hopefully it's not, but I'm sure I can train the plant to grow a different way out of the pot like that, because it doesn't look too bad. This wooden decor thing kind of covers it. So that's some of the plants, that's looking good. This has got a bamboo palm, this has got ficus ben, this has got that kangaroo thingy-majiggy, and that's got the philodendron, that's got the bromeliad, that's got that other fern, and we still got to do the Cape Cobra. But I think that's enough for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to continually up your care, and I've got an episode of the podcast released just about that, so click on the top link in the description and you can go check it out. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Yeah, that's it. Cheers. Remember to go out, learn, explore, inspire. Cheers.